Tris here from Bushcraft Tech Reviews, and today it is a beautiful sunny day. I'm out on my little bit of woodland and I'm here to test my new Garmin Instinct Solar. So I'm here actually just after a big storm that the UK had, so I need to be quite careful that there's no widowmakers hanging in the trees ready to get me, so definitely going to be careful with that. The reason I bought the Garmin Instinct Solar was because there's no internet signal here where I am, so using things like Google Maps for GPS markers and things like that just doesn't really work. So I wanted a piece of simple GPS tech that's quite reliable. I think this uses 3 satellite technologies, so I can go around the markers of my particular piece of woodland and drop GPS points on those markers and plot them on a map. Yeah, that's pretty much the only reason. I'm not going to be trekking for hundreds of miles, and I'm certainly not going to be getting lost. But yeah, I wanted to see how this particular watch handled that. So yeah, let's get on with it. So as you can see, my bit of wood is staked out by these markers of various colours, depending on the piece of wood and the corner that it's marking. And the basic idea behind what I'm going to do is come up to each one of these posts, pop the watch over. You can see it there. And then I'm in the GPS mode of the watch. I'm just going to press and save the position. I'm going to wait a few seconds between each marker just to see if the position is as accurate as it can be. And yeah, it's going to go around all my markers, collecting the positions. So there we go, you can see I've saved the first position. There doesn't seem to be a quick way to get back to the GPS point without going back to the sort of main menu and then going back into GPS. Hopefully I can figure that out in a second, but apart from that, all very straightforward so far. Because of the storm we had recently, you can see there's quite a lot of wood that's fallen down, hanging on the ground. And there is probably quite a lot up there too, so I do need to keep my eyes peeled. Anyway, off to the next marker. This looks like a particularly nasty branch that's fallen right across the footpath, as you can see. And you know, just for scale, there's my hand, and you can see it's come off there because it's pretty rotten. So that's come off of one of these trees over here somewhere in the storm, and you would not want that smacking you in the head. And just doing this again today reminds me just why I love spending time here. It's so peaceful and it's beautiful, and it's just lovely to be connected with nature. So I'm at the other end of our bit of land now, and just discovered this tree. You see it's fallen across the path, and the only thing that's stopping it coming down completely is it's hooked up in that tree, and it's hooked up a little bit there. But if I switch to wide angle, you can see that's quite dangerous. And I don't want to hang around here too much longer. I will have to bring a chainsaw next time and deal with that, which is a shame because it looks like lots of life in it. Plenty of vines growing on it. Anyway, the actual tree may be dead, which may be why it fell. So one of the most difficult things I think about doing this or starting to do this is the fear of speaking onto camera. And just the fear really that no one's going to be very interested. Why would you be doing this? There's so much content out there. How can you possibly add anything else? So to start with, I'm just going to get used to speaking into camera. I'm going to keep things really low tech, to keep the editing simple. Just try and put some content out there that people might find interesting. So please be kind. If you liked this, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe, because I want to try and do a few more of these videos, make it a regular thing. And yeah, thanks for watching. In terms of the looks of the watch, I think it really does look the part. I'm in a fairly sort of wooded environment at the moment, as you can see, and it's just the job. It's waterproof to 100 meters. It's really shockproof to military standards, apparently. And this particular one is solar powered, so it will top up the battery with the sun as and when it can. So yeah, really pleased with the looks of it. It's really, really comfortable, very, very light. You don't know you're wearing it, and yeah, I'm really impressed. I got it on a good sell price. So yeah, very happy with it in terms of form and function. I just want to play with the GPS a bit more and really get used to it. This light's just fantastic. I was just thinking to myself, I didn't actually realise that I had so many Scots pine on the woodland we've got, but if you can see behind me, sort of 4 or 5 there, and it really becomes much easier at this time of year to see these. Because obviously everything else is dead and kind of blank around it, so they really stand out and they are stunning. Especially when they catch the light, they've got that kind of golden brown look to them. They kind of remind me of the American big trees, of which I guess they are a form of ancestor. Absolutely lovely. A lot of people kind of wonder why and ask why I bought these woods in the first place, what I do in them. Can I build on them? It's one of the most popular questions. Can you build anything there? Can you build a house? And no, of course you can't. In the UK, certainly this area, it's woodland. You cannot build. You're never going to get planning permission for any sort of houses or any way to stay on it. You're allowed to camp here for 28 days a year. I think it's 56 days because of COVID, but that will of course get changed recently. And I have stayed over here a few nights, and it's lovely doing so in the warmer weather, certainly, and I'm looking forward to doing it again in the winter. But the real reason that I find this place so magical is that I live in London and I have a city job, and every day I get the train and the tube to work, and you're surrounded by people with their heads buried in their phones, and to be able to come and escape to a place like this where frequently you are the only person around, you're just surrounded by nature and beautiful scenery. It's a really lovely place to come and reflect. And with these videos, maybe a bit of creativity, try and bring you some interesting content. But it really is lovely to disconnect from the world and have a place to come and practice bushcraft, do a bit of camping, outdoor cooking. Yeah, it's very, very peaceful. So I had a quick look at the map points on the Garmin software. I think it's called Garmin Explore, and I'll share that on the screen later during the edit. But what I could initially see was where the flags were dropped, which is where I was saving locations as I was walking around. They appear to be quite inaccurate, and I think that's probably because, as I said, we needed to turn the GPS off and on again between each marker, which seems really strange. I must be doing something wrong. And then what I did after that was I put it into Track Me, and I walked around the perimeter of our land. We've got 2 bits, and I walked around the perimeter of one, and then I sort of immediately went on and did the other one as a separate track. And what I could see was that the track hit some of the flags, but the majority of the flags were kind of scattered around the edge, and some of them were really random. So I guess it's probably a learning thing. I guess because I was killing the GPS and starting it every time, it probably had to search for the satellites, and I think it probably gets more accurate when the GPS has been on for a while. So I need to try and find a way of tracking waypoints without killing the GPS in between each waypoint. Must be a way. It's probably me being stupid. So yeah, I'll share the screen later on once I get back to the edit, and yeah, it's interesting stuff though. So that's about it, I think, for the first video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it interesting. If not, I hope you at least enjoyed some of the scenery. I think it's particularly beautiful. Please like the video. It really helps, I think. So I'm told, with the algorithm. I'd love to get as many views and subscribers to this as possible, and it would really encourage me to put together more content. I can review camping gear, camping setups, and all sorts of technology that we use along the way to make our stays more comfortable. One subject I want to cover in particular is how we manage to get Wi-Fi here, or how we get cellular access. because on the face of things there's absolutely zero phone signal, so that'll be coming up relatively soon. So yeah, thanks very much, and until then, stay safe.